Hello, everybody. My name is David Ruff. Thank you very much for coming by. It is September 20th, and man, do we got a lot of news coming on today. We got all kinds of crazy stuff. That nut bar over there, Putin is going to threaten all kinds of stuff. 300,000 people going to come in and can continue fighting. Possible nukes. That's crazy. United Nations, as a double whammo, comes on and says, as you guys know, food shortages. I've been calling this for a long time. Please, countries trade back and forth. And then the stuff that's going to hit us domestically, the biggest, is going to be the Powell punch right in the stomach. He's raised the rates another 0.75%, all the way to 2008 numbers. We're talking crazy high numbers, okay? I have never expected them to come to this, but we got to jump right in and see exactly what he says on this September the 20th. All right, let's jump right into to see him, what this guy is saying. This is Powell himself. Check it out on CNBC.
Mortgage rates are at their highest level since 2008. Yet mortgage demand increased this week and housing prices are still elevated. Now, at the end of your June press conference, you mentioned plans to reset the housing market.
Pay attention.
I was wondering if you could elaborate on what you mean when you say reset and what you think it will take to actually get there.
So when I say reset, I'm not looking at a particular specific, set of data or anything. What I'm really saying is that we've had a time of a red hot housing market all over the country where, famously houses were selling to the first buyer at 10% above the ask before even seeing the house, that kind of thing. So there was a big imbalance between supply and demand. Housing prices were going up at an unsustainably fast level. So the deceleration in housing prices that we're seeing should help bring sort of prices more closely in line with rents and other housing market fundamentals. And that's a good thing. For the longer term, what we need is supply and demand to get better aligned so that housing prices go up at a reasonable level, at a reasonable pace, and that people can afford houses again. And I think we probably in the housing market have to go through a correction to get back to that place. There are also longer run issues though with the housing market, as you know, it's difficult to find lots now close enough to cities and things like that. So builders are having a hard time getting zoning and lots and workers and materials and things like that. But from a sort of business cycle standpoint, this difficult correction should put the housing market back into better balance.
All right, you guys, Powell here is telling us, all of us, that the interest rates have gone up. The interest rates are going to continue, and the interest rates are going to be sticking around. What does that mean for Canada? Canada is tied at the hip with the United States. Usually 6 weeks later, what happens is the interest rates will match exactly what the United States did. So that is probably coming to Canada. How does that affect you? That it means that if your car payments are fluctuating, if your credit card payments are fluctuating, and the big daddy, the big kahuna is your mortgage payments. If you are on variable rates, they're going to go up a lot. Remember, the average price in Toronto, 1.2 million, that 0.75% is huge. It means that your home could lose $100,000 in value right away. Of course, there's already people that have been pre-approved, but after those guys are through that cycle, we're going to have some ongoing issues from that. It's going to continue on. Prices can keep going down. All right, let's look at a couple of the other articles that we saw earlier today. I want you to try to pay attention. We got to learn what on earth is happening with this market, right? There is so much stuff that is happening. It's hard to actually keep up. We want to make sure that you're safe. That's the main thing, right? We want to make sure that everybody is going to be very, very safe. All right, so let's get into some of the articles for the day. So if you see here in Reuters.com, you could check out this article. The Fed delivers another big rate hike. Powell vows to keep at it. Now, the keep at it is reminiscent to what happened to Paul Volcker back in the 80s. He was the one that brought interest rates up to 20%. Absolutely crazy. At the same time, they're fighting inflation by raising the interest rates. We see all over Europe massive problems that are coming as people are protesting for food and fuel prices. 10,000 people in Brussels right now because they cannot handle the prices that are going up. Interestingly enough, as I was reading the article, there's people here. I've been working for 23 years and now I'm having trouble to survive. That's a very big problem. But this sentence I thought was very poignant. I don't care about geopolitics. I don't care about geopolitics. Well, I understand that. Now, when I'm talking about me and you, I understand that I don't like geopolitics. It's the same thing as I don't like taxes either. But understanding taxes is something that we got to get used to when we become adults, right? We got to pay it. We got to belong to society in some way, some fashion, right? You have to learn about it. Geopolitics comes back to the problem, because now it is about if you're going to be able to feed your family, what is going to happen with the prices of things. Listen, if you attend to geopolitics or you were following me on my channel, I was telling you last November, December, fix your rates, fix your rates, fix your rates. I've been saying for many months and getting ostracized for it, do not, I mean, now is the time to sell a big home. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything, because we're now in this different world here. I never thought we would get here, but we have to be willing to, duck and dodge and move around and be flexible, because as the government is throwing different things at us, they said they will start raising rates and crush inflation down to 2%. They have shown no signs of them willing to give up this fight. Remember, they have a lot at stake. It's their credibility here. They said that inflation was transitory. It's not really there. It's a myth. And then look at what came and bit them, right? So now when they said that they were going to crush it, they can't go back on it. They're going to lose all credibility whatsoever. I think they are going to continue pushing until you see massive capitulation. When you see you or your friends and everybody else around you losing their jobs, then I really think that they will stop raising rates and actually maybe even lower them. But they have so much debt on the books. It has never seen this kind of action before. On top of all that, I did want to show you one last thing, because there is an interesting thing happening with natural gas. I wanted to show you. Now, you can go to the WSJ, Wall Street Journal. You can go over there and check out that article on natural gas. So high natural gas prices are pushing European manufacturers to shift to the United States. This is big for America. Their dollar is gaining ground because the rest of the world is doing a lot worse than them. That's the dollar milkshake theory by Brent Johnson. If you don't know about that, you should really follow this guy. He's a genius. So high natural gas prices are pushing all the European manufacturers to Canada. And to the United States. They have cheap fuel there, whereas in Europe, they can't afford it anymore. All the industry is going to leave, and Europe is going to be in tatters behind. But how is it happening in America? We see that jobs might come. We see that the dollar is going up and up and up, which is making some goods more expensive. But you can see here on Reuters again, U.S. rents are surging and leaving a generation behind. Here we are in a very, very weird situation that we're not in very many times, where it is rents are going up. It's hard for people to live. All the cost of living is going up, but we are heading into a massive, programmed, deliberate recession to try to save the dollar, because we only have two choices. We can either go bankrupt right now and go in default, so we're going to lose the dollar, or we're going to lose the economy, one or the other. It's a terrible choice, right? I always say it's like choosing how I'm going to get executed. Either way is a ton of pain, a lot of it. And so we've had it too good for too long. And the government is coming in and saying, you've been gabbing all this like free money, businesses, direct deposits in people's accounts, all this stuff over the past 2-3 years. Now the bill is coming due, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt for a while. So when we're going to take this back, and we're going to talk about me and you now. Okay, David. So we know that Putin is continuing to do all of his threats. The war is going to continue, which means for you and me, supply chains are going to continue to get hammered. That means food prices and anything that was even made over in Europe is all going to be affected by that. When fuel prices go up, everything goes up. It doesn't matter what, everything, fuel touches everything. So all your prices are going to go up. For sure, rents are going to go up, and prices of homes are going to go down. Why do home prices go down and rents go up? We're going to come back to that in a second. But the expensive homes, people can't pay it. One of our clients called us just this week. His payment has gone up. His payment up $4,000. Okay, it's $5,000 before, and now it's $9,000. How do you swallow that? Most people don't have that much extra income. And then they have food prices and everything else to contend with. So as these prices are going up and up and up, they're in more and more and more trouble. How do people make it? This is where the crunch time is really going to come on. Now, right now, everyone's complaining about it. Of course, it's in the news. There's some people marching. There's people saying they're having difficulty, but there isn't lineups at soup kitchens and there isn't people losing their homes yet. That will come. You got to be able to see what's coming. Remember Wayne Gretzky? He says, don't skate where the puck is. You got to skate to where the puck is going to be, right? The great one. That's what he said. So we got to be able to see that dot plot line, right? If home prices are going down, 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 down every month, what do you think it's going to happen? What great news could possibly happen that would rebound it back to where it is right now? We're seeing these things one after the other get worse and worse. So if you're in a big home in a big city, it might be time that you think about selling that thing. We're still relatively close to summer of 2021 prices. You had 13 years of profit that you could still lock in. But if you're in entry-level homes, those are going to do a lot better. You're going to lose a lot less. All those people who get rid of their homes or can't afford them, they're going to be downsizing. So rental market is having huge surges. Before we used to have like 2 offers on a rental or something like that. Now on the properties that we're representing, we're getting 10 offers, 12 offers. A lot. So everybody is piling into rentals right now. And we can see that too. There has been a whole bunch of surveys lately where Canada, the United States are doing it. And they're like, oh, all those people from 20 all the way to in their mid 30s, they all can't afford homes. And that's going to continue, right? So for me and you, with these food disturbances that are happening in the United Nations, you know that you've been following me for a long time. I've been telling everybody, every time you go shopping, get an extra can, get a bag of rice, get a bag of beans, stock up on this stuff, man. Because why do you think they're saying it at the pulpit at the United Nations, okay? Telling everyone, please trade food because there's going to be a massive crisis that's coming. I still think we're going to see some big shakeups happening this fall. But I got to tell you, I was sitting back and thinking about this. I've been telling you for a long time that we're going to find out in September and October, right? But at what point, at what century, what government, what country, anywhere, do they come out and say, radio check, everybody. The world is about to collapse tomorrow. Please run out and get every bag of rice that you can, or you're going to starve to death. Okay. No one's ever said that. Every government has always like saying, oh, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Just don't worry. Everyone in an orderly line, you know, we could have some kind of attack or something. And they're all going to say orderly fashion, everybody, please don't rush the banks. They're always going to tell you to be calm. We got to figure it out on our own, right? What did Ronald Reagan say? He always said the 9 most dangerous words in the English language is we are from the government and we are here to help. Okay. So I'm saying just, we got to figure it out on our own. We got to be able to read the signs in the tea leaves because it's here. This is what we've been talking about for years. We don't, though, have to be scared if we know what's going to happen. If you want to do some extra research, I'm going to be doing some YouTube videos about it. You can go look at the BlackRock document in 2019 talking about how to liquidate government debt. You can go read the one in 2015 by the International Monetary Fund. They laid out like a playbook, page after page, explaining exactly what they intend to do. And it's shocking. You go back and read it. It's all happened. So being prepared for the rest for what's going to come is where I mean, like, we got to learn financial education, right? Because this is what's going to be able to break you free and make you not get punished by this system the way that it's working right now. This is a deliberate crash of the economy. We've never seen anything like this. Honestly, I never thought that we would get here. Remember 2019, in the fall of 2019, we had a massive crash in the repo market. That's the overnight lending rate between banks. They run 24 hours a day. If they didn't inject tens of billions of dollars there, the whole country and the whole world would have collapsed. So that was a 25% rate hike. I cannot believe that we are still even functioning now. I just don't even understand how that's even possible. So the danger is much higher right now, and we have to be able to react to that. So, of course, follow what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm doing. I'm not just telling people, I actually do it myself. I think that you should own a little bit of gold. You should have some in your possession, a little bit of silver, a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, have some cash laying around at home. My mom lost power. She needed money. For 4 days, she had all the ATMs were shut. Have some extra water, have some extra food, just in case, right? Just in case. Listen, at the end of the day, if there is going to be shortages or not, the United Nations is saying there is, right? So I believe them. Plus, all the data says that. At least if you buy it today, it's going to be a cheaper price. Now, you might not have all your products. I'm not saying the grocery stores are going to be empty, but a lot of the products you might go there and they might not be there. Right? You might not have jam or something. I don't know. You might not have it there. You might have to choose something else, but the prices almost certainly will be higher, even just because of money printing, let alone the supply shocks. So not only will you save money on it, then you'll be able to ride out if there's nothing left, right? If there is shortages of the product. So go pick up some of that gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then you got to get some food and stockpiles in your home, cleaning supplies, clothing, whatever that you're going to need. Have that stuff. It's better to have that stuff rather than be sitting in dollars, and then focus on your financial education and opening businesses. That's what I want you to do. We're going to be able to crush it because the deals of our lifetime are going to be coming. You guys, I'm always here for your health, wealth, and happiness, and I want to be with you every day as we go through this massive downturn and the opportunities that will be presenting themselves. As home prices go down and rents go up, there will soon be a time where it's unmistakable. It's such a good deal to buy homes, and we want to be ready when those times come. So make sure, take this time, repair your credit, start doing whatever you can to work a few more extra hours, put it aside, and be ready. That's what I want for you guys. If you know anybody that this could help, please send it just to one person. It would really help the channel out. Please remember to like, follow, subscribe to this, and I'll see you on the next video. Love you guys. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you like that video, you might like this one and maybe something like that.